What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naeem,
This is not another
another damn podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
episode 410
What 10?
410.
Wait, what? Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Damn near in May, kid. Crazy.
At this
Time
point,
is going, man.
I'm just like, I just can't at this point. Well, they say April showers bring May flowers, so I'm looking for the weather to just
Yeah,
break
we're
and
in
stay
April.
broken.
We had a couple of nice days, but it was mostly cold. It's like
The most accurate meme that I saw, they had the Mr. Miyagi. They said Chicago is coat on, coat off. I was like, that's coat on, coat off. We don't know what to do in Chicago at this point.
and even Tom Skilling lies. Like I don't even know if he's still around. I think he retired. It's like, yeah,
He did, but
it's just like, yeah, because it was the one day, like maybe 3 days ago, it said, because I know I went to, I did, yeah, I got my weather update from Miss Alexa. So, yes, and it's like, yeah, the current weather is like, it's like 73 or something. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I t-shirted it up, like, I walked outside. Yeah, I felt that when I was like, I went back in and put a hoodie on. It's like, I was like, Alexa lied to me. It's
I
like,
remember that day because I was like, oh, it's gonna be 74 today. And then I went out to work. I had a visit to do the day there. When I walked outside and that wind was blowing, I was like, damn, they lied to me.
ain't no
I'm not gonna
damn
say my pre
73 out here. It's like, yeah, it's
I'm not
like,
gonna say my people because they might be listening. Because when I did that last time, I just started playing random stuff. Because my thing listens, so I'm not going to
yeah,
say it.
like that's why I kind of mumbled it, yeah. But yeah,
My person,
ain't no damn 73.
because I was really like, oh, okay. I put on my light jacket, in my little one that I wear
Oh, I had
when
a
it's like
t-shirt
spring
on. Yeah.
slash fall. I had on my light
Yeah.
jacket.
I also had on a t-shirt. Yeah, I went from
I had on my
t-shirt to
light
hoodie.
jacket.
Instantly went from t-shirt to hoodie. I went turned right back around, went back in the house. I was like
So when I
Homer
was walking,
Simpson
I
in
was
the
like
bushes.
this.
Like yeah, like I came back and then came back out with a hoodie on. I was Homer Simpson in the bushes. That was me.
I turned on my heated seat in my car. I was like, let me
Another
turn the heated seat back on.
or another Marge Simpson reference. Someone like when she like what Simpson when Marge Simpson walked in with the Rice Krispies.
Our Krispy Squares and Tang, and she kept on walking
That was me. Like I felt that wind.
about face.
Or Grandpa when he goes to the house Maison Derriere, it's like and immediately walks back out.
Is your name Bart?
That was me. Yeah, I went, stepped out, felt that, and immediately went back and put a hoodie on.
These are great Simpsons references. I see what you did there. These are great references that you're doing right here. As my
Yeah,
Simpsons mind, I'm a
yeah.
Simpsons junkie. Well,
All the, all of those
earlier episodes, let's rephrase it, because
the classic years,
the
yeah,
new ones is kind of,
classic era.
which the show is still not going off because I'm like, okay.
I think they
When the
re-up
show
again, like they re-upped
when the
it.
show originally premiered, I was between Bart and Lisa's age.
Yeah,
And now my kids are between Bart and Lisa's age. It's still on.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone their kids are between. It would not surprise me at all. At
At
all.
that point, the AI just be doing everybody's voice.
That's probably where we're headed. It's like, yeah,
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
right. So, so was Star Trek or the original AI? Because you sound like Captain Kirk when you said it. I really think William Shatner wasn't real. It's why he's still alive now. I think he's AI. I just had that thought right now. So William Shatner, he got to be in his 90s, but now he's
And he
still
still
alive.
looks the same.
He's the last original member of Star Trek still. I think he's the last one still alive. I want to say it.
Because Leonard Nimoy, all of them passed, right? I think.
George Takei. I think they all gone. I think he's the last one. I want to say
I
I gotta
think
look that up.
so.
So
I
yeah,
know Nichelle Nichols died years ago.
recently, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so
She
Captain
was
Kirk,
alum of my dance school. Because I remember they told us. I was like, oh, she was alum of my dance school. Dope.
Captain
Yep.
Kirk is not real. He was AI. So Star Trek was actually science fiction in real life because I don't think William Shatner did because he did talk like that. It's like yeah. So it just
She
hit
been
me right
trying to
now that he was
do
AI.
I wasn't even trying to do that, but that's just what came out. I don't know. That's what came out of me.
You did. I was like, you sound like Captain Kirk. And then I took it further. I was like, wait a minute, was he AI? Is that why
Let
he's
me
not
stop when
dead?
people say I'm AI. Let me stop. I'm not AI. Let me stop. Naima is not AI. I'm not. You can't fake all of this. You can't. AI can't copy this. You can't copy us. You can't do it.
Pulling
We're
up
not gonna let it happen.
Star
Yikes.
Trek. Let's see who's still alive. Where's the cast? That is
I
original
know George Takei did voices on The Simpsons. He was Akira. I know that.
Leonard
Yeah, he was
Boy
Akira on
is
The
dead.
Simpsons.
Yeah. Jackson DeForest, James New, yeah, Michelle Nichols, George Takai. Okay, George Takai is still around. Okay, so we got two.
Oh,
I had to look to see, like, yeah, that's why I had to check. Yeah. So George Takai is how old is he? 88. Okay, he's a
yeah,
new
so he has to be up there. Yeah,
and William Shatner's AIS is
95.
94. It's like
Ninety-five.
in his 90s. Star Trek started what 66 or something. He was like he was grown as hell then. It's like when the original Star
Yeah,
yeah,
that was like 60 years ago when it started. Yeah,
the original Star Trek started. Let's pull this up here.
it was like 60 years
I
ago. It
want to say it was
was.
66 when that show started.
Man,
Original runtime. Yep, 66 to 69. It's like yeah, start.
yikes. So they having an anniversary next year. Yikes,
Yeah.
man.
Was it 60
60.
years since that show? Star Trek is 60
Man.
years old. That's wild. Trekkie's gonna have them a ball next year.
And they still making their money because they do like they have all different variations of
Yeah, like
Star
since
Trek.
I think all of our life is I think Star Trek has been on the air like pretty
Like
much.
Voyager,
Yeah, like
Enterprise.
first it was the next generation. And Star Trek Voyager and then Enterprise like just different versions. Like, it's
Then
never
they did the movies.
yeah, all the movies that have come out over like yeah, the
Hmm.
Wrath of Khan and all the like the different movies that have come out over the year.
Some franchises just have that longevity where once they plant that one seed and it's like, okay, this is a gift that keeps on giving.
Need a
Like
Star
Star Wars is never going to go away. It's never going to go away.
Star
Star Wars is
Wars
never.
77. They've been around since yeah,
So they come up on 50
yeah.
in a couple of years. They'll be
Years.
50.
People are gonna
Wow.
they're gonna go nuts then. It's like
So what's May 4th in 2 years going to look like
may the
then?
fourth be with you. Let's go. Yeah.
Because like since it's gonna be when we say it's millennials, it's gonna be May.
Yeah.
And so it's millennials, we say that the
It's not a
NSYNC.
lot. It's not a lot of them still around either. I think the original cast. I think just Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford.
Carrie Fisher. It's
Kid-
not,
We lost Carrie a couple.
that's why I said Carrie Fisher is gone. But
Chewbacca, we lost him some years.
oh, we did. We lost Chewbacca.
We just lost. Yeah, about maybe around the time Carrie died. It was like 2 weeks.
Oh, I didn't realize that about Chewbacca. I knew about Carrie dying.
Yeah, and C3PO still alive. R2 is not though. So yeah, so
Oh,
3PO. So you still got okay. You got 3PO, you got Han, you got Luke. So you got those. And
oh.
of course, we lost James Earl Jones last year, the voice of Vader.
That's why they AI'd his voice
Yeah.
some years ago, I want to
Yeah,
say.
because he retired, like, because he was just getting too old to do the character. He was in his 90s. So, like,
Mhm.
yeah, he just, like, he's like, yeah, I'm retiring from the Darth Vader character. Like, because, like, by then, he just was getting too old to do the character. Because, like, yeah,
He apparently never said, Luke, I am your father, but that's another story.
Mandela. Yeah, we had a whole
I thought he
Mandela.
said, Luke, I am your father, but
Everybody
maybe.
remembers him saying Luke, but he says, no,
No, I am your
because
father.
the line is on, you killed my father. He's like, no, I am your father. It's
I
like,
thought he said, Luke, I am your father.
what people remember. Like, beam me up, Scotty. Apparently, never happened either on Star Trek.
Why are these things never happening to us? It's
Like
like,
anytime somebody like that's like one of the lines everybody remembers from Star Trek is like with Captain Kirk yelling, "Hey, beam me up,
beat
Scotty."
me up, Scotty.
Like,
Because I never watched Star
apparently he
Trek or
never
Star
said that. It's
Wars.
like,
I never
yeah,
watched either of
but you
those.
know those lines that never happened. I was like,
And
hey,
then the other one I know that never happened, apparently, that I'd never seen this movie, Signs of the Land. Hello, Clarice.
yeah.
I never saw that movie, but
They say he never
apparently he
says
never said
Clarice.
hello, Clarice.
He says Clarice said many times, but he never says hello, Clarice. Apparently,
Hello, Clarice. Because that was just like he was just creepy as hell because he had the
Yeah.
the thing, and he's like in the,
Actor, yeah,
just weird as hell in the thing.
Anthony Hopkins played the hell out of it. I did see Silence of the Lambs. Last he did play the hell.
I'm sorry, but I heard that he was really like he really creeped you out watching it. It was like he
And that's
really sold the
that's why
role.
the whole Jeffrey Dahmer's thing became sensationalized around that time because of Hannibal Lecter. Because he was like eating people in that movie, but in real, I say Dahmer never really actually ate anybody. It's like, yeah, I think he like tasted some blood or something like that. But like, so the reason why he had all the body parts because he had murdered so many people, he had to put them in there because
Yeah,
like
he had to put him in there, and he didn't
bury
have
them in
nowhere to
time.
put
It's like
him.
so he would put them in his freezer so they wouldn't go bad. But he that's how many people he had murdered, so many motherfuckers that he had to hide them in his freezer, the body parts, before he could bury
And
them.
no one just checked on this where you have rotten flesh in it. I know it had to smell awful, his house. I know his house smelled awful, but no one just was like, hey, his house smells like death.
But
Let's go check it out.
that was 91, the same year as Silence of the Lambs. So like yeah, so like Jeffrey Dahmer became the real life Hannibal Lecter in people's mind. So or did we get Mandela? Was Dahmer was he sitting at the table eating people? We just got Mandela. No, maybe
I
on
don't know. I'm
that.
not watching that series though. I don't want to watch it on Netflix.
Like
They
like like
said,
like like Pee Wee said in Big Adventure, I don't have to watch it. I lived it. We remember the
right, like
one, but
we
I
lived through it.
don't have to watch that. I actually remember the story. So yeah, I'm good on
Yeah,
that.
we lived through it. So
Yes, so I saw the actual news stories of that shit. So yeah, I'll pass on that one. Yeah,
we saw the when the sister confronted him, and
yeah, yeah. I remember that when it
yeah,
happened.
we remember seeing that when that happened, and you could
The
just
actual
feel her
court case.
pain, the sister, yeah,
The actual court case.
watching that, yeah. It was just really sad. Because that's how I remember like the court TV stuff was starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously when OJ happened, that was like it became a
That,
big thing when OJ happened. So
our dad was obsessed with the OJ trial. All he did. Our mom was so mad. He was stupid
you
trial.
still watching that?
Like, dad was like he was all in on the OJ shit. I
He
remember
looked like he looked like the guy in the cable guy, or like in what's that Truman Show when
Truman
the guy
Show in
with
the
the tub
tub.
like in
Dad was the
the
guy in the
tub.
tub.
Bathtub. That's all right.
Whereas like me, I popped in and out. Like I didn't watch the whole trial. I remember like certain things, like the with the
If it
glove.
doesn't fit, you must have quit. We all remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kato Kaler, remember him on the stand. There's like certain things I remember. It's like, but like I didn't watch that whole trial like our dad did.
Because he was like Judge Ito, that was his dude. Like he was,
Yeah.
he was watching that.
Your dad was like hooked on the OJ thing. It's like, and of course, everybody watches the verdict. Like we all watch that. It's like
Because we watched it in school. Like they actually pulled the
I
TV
was
back then. Like I said, you had the
on TV
TV
with
with
the
the
attached VCR,
yeah.
baby.
They pulled the TV out.
Knew it was gonna be a
I
good
was in high
day.
school by then, so they pulled the TV out.
I was working out at Woodfield Mall in
They
Mrs.
pulled the TV out. Like, yep, we gonna watch the OJ trial. We gonna watch the verdict.
Me, I had to dip out because, like, yeah, I didn't. Obviously I didn't have a TV to roll out, and we didn't have phones yet then like that.
Yeah,
So I dipped out to the car, the
and
LTD,
then put the
and on the
radio. Yeah.
radio. So I was listening to the break. I don't even think I went on break. They just let me go to the car and listen to the
So
whole
see,
thing.
we're this old where we had either attached TVs and VCRs, or we had to go listen on our radio for
I had
verdicts.
to go listen to
We didn't have phones.
News Radio
We
780.
didn't have this. We didn't have these. We didn't have
I had
smartphones.
to go to the
So
car and listen to WBBM News Time 740. Like I had to go out to the news radio 780.
yeah, I was in English class, so they pulled the VCR and TV out.
Out to the LTD and that's where I got the verdict on.
Yikes! Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that very well.
95, yeah. So that was
95. I
30
was in high
years.
school.
30 years. That's 30 years.
Yeah, I was in high school,
Yeah,
so
30 years ago.
yeah.
I want to say what, October of 95, something like that.
Yep.
Like
Because
October.
I was new in high school. I had just started high school, so
Yeah. It had to be because I didn't get fired yet because I ended up getting fired from that field. So it was before that. I think I got fired in October. So it was like probably like that's probably part of the reason. Like, okay, you leaving work to listen to
you leave it to listen to OJ, you fired.
that might be part of the reason.
OJ got you fired.
I didn't have that job much longer than that because I definitely got fired in October
But but the firing led you down another path, and now you're doing what you do. So you're
Yeah,
doing your radio thing, and see,
that's what started
getting
me. Yeah.
fired was the best thing that happened. See,
It's like I was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis like that. Like them getting fired from the time is what led to Jam and Lewis. Like that would have never happened if they stayed in the time. See,
Mhm.
like so yeah, I
And
was
then what else would never happen? Jan Jackson probably would never
Jackson, yeah.
happen
So yeah,
because
she
they were her musical soulmates. They
she'd have been
were,
still making those crappy albums like her
yeah,
first,
her bop albums.
yeah, those ass albums.
But she was doing this.
We'd have
She was going side to
never got
side.
Pleasure Principle and Control and
Let's wait a while.
Let's Wait. We never get any of that without Jam and Lewis. It's like none of that. We never get the Rhythm Nation and like we never get none of
We
that.
never get dun, 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 if, we never get that.
Never get like a moth to the flame. We never get that. It's like
Yeah.
without Jam and Lewis.
They were her they were her musical soulmates. But
And all
the
because
OJ,
of
the
Trump.
OJ trial led you to go on the radio. That's what I'm gonna say.
Which inadvertently led to the podcast. We might not be doing the podcast
This is true.
without me getting fired without OJ.
So what's our thing that we say? Everything happens for
Reason.
a reason. It's a reason behind most things.
So thank you, OJ, yeah, for the trial of the century, because
Which I am like because I just kept on falling asleep. I mean, I need to watch it while I'm not sleepy. But I did start watching that new OJ thing on Netflix because
yeah, so I haven't watched it yet, but
I mean it's OJ. I'm gonna watch OJ
I
stuff. It's
just haven't
OJ
gotten around to it. But yeah, I did see it was a Netflix thing, but
because I did start watching it. But then like when I watch stuff like that, I like to binge the stuff when I watch it. Like if it's like a 5 or 6 part thing, I want to turn on where I'm like, okay, do I have 6 hours to watch this? I have 6 hours. Let me just watch the whole thing. I don't want to like watch some of it and then I'll come back to it. No, I like to watch the whole thing together. So
like
I need to just carve out when I have my 6 hours to watch it.
the Vince McMahon Netflix
I
documentary.
just gotta finish it because I fell asleep on it. I
Damn,
gotta finish
man,
it.
that one. I had to pull myself awake because I had to go to work. So
I have to finish
watched
it.
like
Yeah.
three of them, and I said, like, before I get fired from this job, let me leave, like, and go to work. Before Vince McMahon gets me fired, it's like let me leave.
It's so easy to get trapped into those though. It is because you just start watching and then it just be good. And then the Netflix knows how to draw you in because right when the one episode ends
They leave cliffhangers too.
on a
Like
cliffhanger.
you have to watch the net. They don't leave it. They don't resolve the episode. Like they leave it on a cliffhanger.
Like
So
here it's
you watch
like
the
if
next.
it's something like this where it's like, well, yeah, and then I open the door and the person who was murdered was sitting in the room.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then it says next episode, and then you're just like, oh, I thought they died. How are they still alive? And then you're just right there. And then so they know how to draw you in and make it so
Definitely cliffhanger the hell out of that big man one. It's
so
like
you just sit there and then they
and then the way the settings are too, like it goes right into the next. You got to go in settings and turn autoplay off because
yeah, because it just you'll just see the little thing count down like 3, 2, 1, next episode,
and
three,
it
two,
all run
one, next
together. Like
episode.
it'll cut the opening credits from the next episode, so it'll go right into it. So
Right into
it's
it.
like one long thing. It's like they cut the credits. Yeah.
Because I've had where like I was watching something on Netflix and I'm like, I'm only gonna watch 2 hours. And then 10 hours later, I was still watching it. Like, I just wasted my entire
What's the
day. I
other one
did
that had me
nothing.
hooked back in the Making a Murderer? Remember that
I
Netflix?
did nothing.
That's one that I got obsessed with too. It was like it was about the guy in Wisconsin that the body they found a body on his property, like he had owned like
Ooh.
a junkyard or something, in a salvage yard or something like that, yeah. And yeah, it was like maybe like 5 6 years ago. It was like huge, like it was
Okay, I
like
didn't see that one. So now I'm gonna have to dig back and try to find it
it was
now.
like must see. It's like people like were into the Scott Avery trial. It's like you know.
Because I'm into like I like murder mystery stuff. I don't know. I'm that because like I want like that's how I want. I'm not a psycho. I say that, but I mean let me calm myself down. Oh, let me watch this murder mystery thing and this calms me down. Like I watch stuff like that to calm me down.
Yeah.
Because, whatever.
Mm.
So now I'm gonna look that show up.
Yeah, that's one.
But one documentary I am going to watch that is coming on May 23rd. It's not on Netflix, but it's on Max. Paul Rubens, the Pee Wee Herman doc, is coming on May 23rd. I saw the trailer pop up and I watched it, and I had almost a little tear right here because he's actually on it. So I'm wondering if that was Paul knowing that his days were coming to an
I'm sure,
end.
yeah, that he knew that he was like, yeah, he was dying of cancer, so he wanted to like
Yeah.
document his last moments.
Because he wanted to tell it from he was like, wow, he was like, this is so different because he's like, usually I'm in control of everything, but he had to be completely vulnerable to share that because he was always very private about his life. So for him to actually share that, and then I saw Miss Yvonne on it, who's another one that we
Yes,
recently lost.
just lost her recently. Yeah,
hmm And then I saw Lawrence Fishburne. So it was good to see Fishburne. I was like, okay, because a lot of people try. He was Cowboy Curtis. We all remember. We know
kind
he
of
was Cowboy
for
Curtis.
years he kind of distanced himself from
Yeah.
the Pee Wee Playhouse and all that, but now he's like, yeah, everybody knows that was me, so fuck it. Might as well talk about it.
You were because how awesome was that? You were Cowboy Curtis. That was an awesome.
And Pee Wee did that on purpose. He wanted to have a black cowboy on this show, so
Yeah.
yeah, he a purpose. He's there. Like I wanted, yeah, a cowboy. I wanted to be a black cowboy. Yeah, so
Yeah.
well on purpose he cast him in that role. Yeah,
hmm And then Pee Wee he had a lot. He had Reba the Mail Lady, which is S. Epatha Murkison,
yeah.
the King of Cartoons, which was
Current,
Blackula.
current, S. Epatha, who's currently on Chicago Med now. Yes,
hmm
still doing her thing. Yeah, she's still.
I wonder if she's going to be in the doc. I didn't see her in the trailer, but that would be another nice, person to see if we see S. Epatha in it because it's like, yeah, she got her start,
That's the
on Pee
first
Wee's
thing I ever
Playhouse.
saw her on was Pee Wee.
hmm
Because for years I called her Reba the Mail Lady. I didn't know her name. When I would see her on other stuff, it was Reba the Mail Lady for years. I called her that.
That's what we knew her as,
I
yeah.
think I started calling her S. until she was on Law and Order.
Law
That's
and Order, yeah.
but
As
I
the
really,
chief.
but for yeah, for years I just called her Reba the Mail Lady.
Right.
That's what I knew her from. But yeah, it was 40 years of Pee Wee's Big Adventure. 85. You've been
Mhm.
to 40 years since that
And they
movie
showed the clip of Pee Wee Big Adventure. They said once Pee Wee's Big Adventure came out, then it was just like
became a
this.
star.
In the trailer, he was saying that he was like, I wanted to be a performance actor. He said, because I did many characters. And then he was like, one night he was like, I don't know where Pee Wee even came from, but that just came out and be like, Pee Wee just, and that was the one everyone
Pee Wee Mania was big.
went crazy over him.
Yeah, he had his own like doll and
He
shit.
had a doll. He had a dance.
Yeah, the Pee Wee dance. Yeah, he had a whole generation of us. We discovered the song Tequila because
Tequila.
that's
Because
why I
every time
thought
I hear the song Tequila, I say, I do.
to me it's the Pee Wee song to me.
It's the
Like
Pee Wee song. And you gotta do the Pee Wee dance.
I'd never heard of tequila until that song. I mean, till the Pee Wee, yes, well, yeah, I heard
Tequila.
the song because of that. They had a whole rap song, yeah, the Pee Wee Herman rap. Doom, 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 doom. Get busy, y'all. Doom, 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 doom. They had
He was on 227.
yeah, yeah. I remember Regina King. Yeah, I'm doing the Pee Wee
Pee Wee
Herman.
Herman with Pee Wee Herman.
They
Brenda
should
was like,
have,
I'm doing the Pee Wee
they
Herman
should
with Pee
have
Wee
her on
Herman.
that documentary. That would be funny. Like, okay, I can't believe I'm doing the Pee Wee Herman with Pee Wee Herman.
And then when his show came out, it was just like, I mean,
Playhouse,
people my age, like we loved Pee Wee's Playhouse.
groundbreaking. Yeah.
I love that show. Like that was I every Saturday morning I watched it. I love Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah. So I think
Clocky, Cherry.
I think some
Um,
Muppet Babies came on at 9 and then Pee Wee
mhm.
came on at 10 or something like that. It was like right
I
after.
was set. I
I
was
remember
set.
that. I think that's how the lineup went on Saturday morning, CBS.
Dirty Dog, Cool Cat and Chicky Baby, the Puppet Band, Penny, the
Zombie,
Penny cartoons,
Zombie the Genie. Mecha
Zombie,
High, Mecha Honey
like a
Ho.
Hiney Ho, yeah. Because I always wanted to get a wish, because I wanted to get the wish from John B.
This is Grant.
And then Miss Eva, and then the secret word, you have to scream real loud. I love Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, Conky,
Honky,
that's
what
right.
he would.
Pee Wee. Conky would get the secret word from Conky.
Mhm.
You had the magic screen. Yeah, connect the
Magic Screen, which
dots.
is a tablet basically.
Connect the dots. Yeah, Globey, who
You
was
had Globee is here.
yeah, he was yeah
He
on
was your GPS.
yes, yeah.
Globee was GPS. He
Globey
was.
was Google Earth before Google Earth. It's like
Google Maps.
Globey was the original.
Randy, the asshole puppet.
Grant, yeah, the troublemaker. Yeah,
Asshole.
yeah, the Countess is like yeah, the cow with the
County,
pearls.
yeah.
Yeah. The
I
Count.
like the door-to-door salesman, the big head salesman.
Yeah, going door to door.
Door to door, selling you.
Yeah.
It was a great show. And
Captain
then, of
Carl
course,
played by the late Phil Hartman.
yeah.
Captain
Mhm.
Carl was on season one of the show. Yeah.
And then, of course, he was like, and then dun dun dun, everything changed. And then they showed the mug shot of him. I was like,
Nice.
because they showed that he was like, and then dun dun dun.
1991. Yeah. I'll never forget that either. Because by then, like, yeah, then it became like a whole nother story. Like, me and Feast were like teenagers by then.
I
So,
didn't know because I was still young. So then I didn't know why Pee Wee's Playhouse was off the air. So I was confused. And then you and Feast were like laughing because you guys thought it was funny. You like, yeah, the way you guys were like making fun of it because you guys were teenagers by then. So it's like you guys made fun
well,
of
it's like
it.
shit like that is funny to you when you're a teenager. Today's secret word is masturbation.
Masturbation. You guys are like that.
Made a
Hey, Pee
whole,
Wee, I remember
oh,
you guys
they
did that.
made a whole bit about it and shit. Yeah. Hey,
You guys did that. I remember. And I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what's that? What's the master? I didn't know
I
what
be
that
trying to know
meant.
what masturbation
I
was.
didn't know what that meant because I was a little kid. So
By then, it's like became a whole nother. Then Living Color, that Jim Carrey, like
Pee Wee's Adult
adult,
Adventures.
they parody have the right Turbo
To beat
Fist,
that,
beat this drum. It's
to
like
beat this drum,
his Turbo Fist. It's like Living Color was wild too. Looking
to
back,
beat this drum. That was just who wrote that? I don't know who wrote that sketch. Who wrote that? Was that Franklin Ajay, right? Or Paul Mooney, right?
yeah, because that friend season one in Living Color, they had like both of them worked on the like the early season. Like later on, the writing became like worse because like I'm not gonna play that card, but like certain other people started writing and not, not named Franklin Ajay and Paul Mooney, and I'll leave it at that. But we had certain others. It's
Because the Waynes was writing their stuff. Because like
yes,
Keenan wrote,
yeah, Keenan wrote a lot. Yeah.
Marvin said Cam wrote all her scripts, like all of her stuff. Cam wrote, like she wrote all of
Paul
her stuff.
Paul Mooney created Homie the Clown.
Homie all day,
Homie don't
all
play
day.
that. Yeah, you could even hear it. Yeah, Homie don't play that. You could even hear it in his voice. But
You
the
want
when
me
the
to
rest,
objectify myself for your amusement? Yeah, so you can get a laugh off of me. You want me to humiliate myself for your
I don't
amusement?
think so. Homie don't play
I
that.
don't think so. Yeah.
When the writing went from your background to my background, and we'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. It's like you
I'm
figured it
doing
out.
my I'm doing my Prince face. My mic is on.
Look
He says my
at the
mic is
kid in the
on.
background, and look at my background, and we'll leave it at that. And I'll see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I will be watching this doc, and I will be on May 23rd. As
Yeah,
soon as it becomes available, I will be. I'm gonna shh to the kids. Shh, I'm watching something.
yeah.
Because I tried to show Pee Wee's Playhouse to them, and they would just hire like, well, we watched Pee Wee's Big Adventure. We did watch it.
Dun, dun,
And
dun,
then
dun.
Ariana was like, how old is he? She was like, he seems very childish. Like she said that. Like he's very childish.
Like, forget all that. Like, what does she think of Large Marge? That's a,
Khalil was scared, but Ariana, like it kind of jumped her a little bit, but then she was like, oh, okay. It jumped her a little bit, but she wasn't terrified. Khalil was scared though.
me, like, hilarious from day one to me. It's like,
Because I was scared because I was little when that came
yeah,
out. I
probably
was
closer
younger than
to his
Khalil.
age.
So I was scared,
I was
yeah.
closer to her age when I first saw the movie. So
Yeah, I was scared. I was really young when I first saw it,
when I
but
first saw it, it was like hysterical to me. It's like, but this kid is hilarious. It's like,
but she said when they were arguing, him and Francis, I know you are, but when she was like, he's childish. That's what she just kept on saying.
no,
He's very
well,
childish acting. I was like, okay, you don't get the Pee Wee humor, I guess. These kids today.
I didn't realize till recently, like remember when Pee Wee like the thugs around, yeah, you new to this turf. We don't take kindly to strangers.
Hmm.
That was Tim Burton. Like, I didn't know that he was the lead thug till
That
recently.
was Tim Burton. I have to go back and watch now.
And then I look back, yeah, because it was like Rand, he had his hair over his
He
face.
had the hair in his face and then, hey,
So
you're
he
new to
made it.
this too.
Burton directed that, so he made a cameo in it. Hey, that's Tim Burton. You're new to this turf. We don't take kindly to strangers.
Nice. And then I know that Phil Hartman was at the end. He was one of the reporters at the end because he helped write the movie with
They both made
Paul.
cameos, yeah, like
Yeah.
Tim Burton and Phil Hartman. They had like small parts in
Yeah,
them.
because he was one of the reporters when Francis was like, yes, I practically took off his training wheels at the end when he was saying, I taught Pee Wee how to ride his bike.
During his movie premiere, yeah, he was
Yeah.
taking credit for it. He's like, yeah, none of this would have happened for me, right, Pee Wee?
You won't mind if I sit on it, because none of this would have happened without me, right, Pee Wee?
Because the big adventure was because of Francis. Because like Francis stole the bike, he has to go on this adventure to get the bike
To get
back.
his
So
bike back.
there wouldn't be no adventure without
And
Francis.
then he had all type of hijinks along the way where he had Andy chasing him. He had the bum on the train.
Corn, and I don't care. It's like I still don't know how you invited this bum who lives in a boxcar to his like without like social media. How do you find him to invite him to the premiere? I need
He had
answers.
all type of stuff.
My mind, he went back. He started riding boxcars until he found the guy. Like Pee Wee just started riding freight trains until
He
he went.
had young Jason Hervey be a jerk. Look, I am always ready. I've been ready since first call. Yeah, jerk Jason
Cool if
Hervey.
Jason Hervey makes an appearance on that dock too. Would be cool to
He
see.
says, roll.
It'd be cool.
Action.
It'd be cool to see Jason in that dock. Yeah, hopefully he makes it.
Yeah. I'm hoping we see a lot of good cameos and things
Yeah.
in it. But May 23rd.
Okay, I'll be checking it out.
Yes.
Let's
Oh
talk
my.
about some. We had some recent RIPs. Yeah, we got to talk about. Yeah, but we talked about yeah with all of the people we just talked about with Pee Wee and like some of the others. But yeah,
Mhm.
we I'm starting with since we just had the NFL draft. I'm starting with Mongo, Steve McMichael. That's the
When
one.
I saw that pop up, I was like
Yeah, that's
67.
an ALS. Yeah, which is a
Lou
horrible,
Gehrig's disease. Yeah.
horrible disease. Yeah, that's
It's
what
it's a very awful
Stephen
disease.
Hawking is like he's one of the most famous like people who had,
Hmm.
and obviously Lou Gehrig because of their name. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, those like famous cases of
So
A.
it just attacks your body and just keeps attacking, 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 attacking.
And when he noticed, because he talked about that before, obviously before he deteriorated, like when he first got diagnosed, he like when he discovered it like on the golf course, like yeah, because he's like a big, strong, like former football player. Like I could barely like swing this club. He knew something was up. That's when Steve realized that something was wrong. He's like, I'm struggling to swing this golf club. Like I'm a big, strong guy. I shouldn't be struggling to swing this club. Like, yeah. So that's when and he went and got himself checked out and he got
Because
diagnosed.
he got diagnosed in 2021, so it happened very fast. Like, but the silver line I will give, he got inducted. He got to get
Yeah,
inducted.
I'm glad that happened for the last year's 24 class. I'm glad that you got
Because
to
I was because they had him on the because obviously he couldn't go in person because he's
too
just
weak by then to go
like
out.
his immune system, he can't be around all that stuff. So it's like
Yeah,
they had the cameras come and then, they gave him his stuff at his place, at his residence and everything. So,
yeah.
because I was just hoping they said that he was going to get inducted. I said, please, please live to
That would
August.
make
Please make it to August. Please just get to August. Just get to it. So he can at least get inducted. So he did get inducted. It wasn't a posthumous induction. So, I mean, that was the positive. I will say that.
Let me explain for those who don't watch football. Steve McMichael was a defensive tackle for the very famous '85 Chicago Bears, the Super Bowl
And he
team.
was Super Bowl shuffling.
McMichael on that team. It's like he was number 76 for those that
76, yeah.
he was like which is like what's the Bears were like just too cool. It was like because like Mongo was like he looked he had like a Steven Seagal thing going on. Yeah, he was cool. He wore the ponytail. He had the shade. He just looked cool as shit. It's like that was
Cool as
he just looked
shit.
cool. he was like the definition of cool. Like yeah, so yeah, 'cause, yeah,
'Cause I remember they had like the show, they were just all cool in
like, like
the Super Bowl
McMahon,
shuffle. They
like
was
Billy Gall, like doing his little dance and shit.
he took ballet, you said.
You had Peyton is like yeah, it's like sweetness is like
He's Peyton, so I mean,
sweet the goat right
enough
there.
said. Enough said, yeah.
Sorry, Jim Brown fans. Yeah, rest in peace. Sorry, Emmett Smith fans. Sorry, Barry Sanders fans. Sorry, OJ fans. But like
OJ fan.
Peyton is the goat running back.
You always say Peyton for you. You say Peyton is the GOAT.
Yeah. We lost a lot of those guys. Thought like yeah, Barry and Emmett are the only ones. Yeah, because we lost OJ, we lost Walter, and we lost Jim Brown. So yeah, like
Wow.
a lot of our GOAT running backs are no longer here. I
Mhm.
just hit me right now when I said that. But Peyton's the GOAT though. Yeah. But yeah, that scene was just super cool, super. The fridge is like, come on,
The
yeah,
fridge. I remember the fridge.
350-pound guy. They could like move and shit. It's like yeah, yeah, like dude was like yeah, was fast. It's like yeah,
He was agile, yeah.
the big guy, but he could move. It's like yeah.
So Shaq was looking like I'm gonna move too, because Shaq was a big guy who could move. He was very agile.
Who else? On the defensive line with Richard Dent and Otis Wilson and Wilbur Marshall. Like, yeah, that team was amazing.
I just remember, like I said, obviously, I'm like too young to like remember like the whole ins and outs, but I just remember it being the city was just on fire when they won. I remember it just being just a huge celebration when the Bears won.
And the Bears, they were like it was ballsy what they did. Because Super Bowl Shuffle was released during the season. Like way before the playoffs even started. Like, and anything that happens, especially football, is one and done. It's
One
like
and done.
could have got bounced. It's like, but they knew they were winning that shit. Like, it's like mid-season they released that song, like week 13 or 14 when they put that song out. It's like so they just like you couldn't imagine that shit happening now. You couldn't imagine like Patrick Mahomes and then putting out a song like that. Like, and what if they don't win?
If they didn't.
Like yeah.
Sorry, Swifties.
Because yeah, she knows she would have been on the song. It's like you know she would have been on the song. It's like
That's why she always looks whenever she
she
wins something.
would have done the hook and shit. If like
I won. I won.
she definitely would have been on the song.
No, low key, Ariana has some Taylor Swift on her playlist, so my daughter might be a little Swifty. So
Better hope she don't want to go to. Better hope she don't want to go to
shit,
the Eras
shit,
4 tour and shit.
shit.
Eras 4. Better not hope she don't want to go.
When she put together her little playlist for her birthday party, and I was like, "You got a lot of Taylor Swift right here." I was like, "It's a lot of Taylor Swift." She's like, "I like those songs," so I was like, "Okay, okay, Ari."
Yeah, definitely
A lot
not
of Scissor too, with Ariana.
okay.
She has like a nice blend of like stuff that she likes. Yeah,
I like SZA too.
you like Scissor,
Her
I
music
know.
is cool.
Has
I
nothing to do with her music.
like SZA too, and her music is all
I
right.
like Scissor's music.
I'm talking.
Obviously, obviously, all radio edits for Ariana, but all radio edits.
SZA gets a little
Yeah.
spicy. Her language.
All radio edits for her, but I like listening to the real versions away from Ari.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely gets a little spicy.
But that is ballsy to do that to release. But they knew they was gonna win, so
That's how confident they were. Like we ain't worried. It's like yeah, let's put out a rap song in the middle of the season. Like we ain't worried. It's
and
like
everybody wanted to copy it.
which they shot at the
It wasn't as
they
good.
shot the video at the Park West up north. A lot of people don't know it's right there at the Park West.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
right there on the. I had to tell mom that 'cause she like a couple of years ago she went to a karaoke competition that she was invited, and I was like, yeah, that's where they shot the Super Bowl. So like, oh yeah, they were all standing right there on the stage. Like, hey, the one you were watching, that's where they were. Yeah,
Oh, shuffle.
that's where Walt. That we are there shuffling. What it did, the little dances was right there.
The fact that you still have the record is hilarious.
Definitely. Speaking of vinyl, yeah, those things were mentioned. Yeah, we find good finds. Just like, yeah, I was in the other day and I found some people, old heads will appreciate this. Bobby, Jimmy, and the Critters. Hey, man, called Roaches. It's like a parody song of the Timex Social
Rumors.
Rumors. Is like, yeah. Look at all these rumors
Roaches
surrounding me
surrounding
every
me
day.
every
Yeah.
day.
The parody of that song. It's like looking at all these roaches. It's like, and I didn't know the song existed on vinyl. So when I saw it, I was like, eyes like look like the country wolf with the red riding. Oh, it's
Looking
like,
like a Tex Avery character.
yeah. Like my eyes got. I snatched that one. I was like, oh, I'm buying this. It's like, I still got to post it here on there. My roaches. Because like my DJ heads, I think my DJ heads will appreciate that one. Like, oh, Oz with the rare find, okay. Because even though like we Serato and like everything's digital now and streaming,
Yeah,
like it's still fun to dig in crates from time to
it
time.
is.
I still hit up the record stores occasionally, yeah, pick up a couple of items, just like nostalgia, yeah. Like I just do it
Yeah.
because it's fun. Like I don't have to do that anymore. But then you find like random shit like that. It's like we still
But
fun.
that was a huge loss for the NFL.
Mongo, yeah, the defensive tackle, Chicago Bears. Also, later in his after his football career, he entered into pro wrestling. He was like part
I
of
saw that video.
Four Horsemen with Nature Boy Ric Flair and company. He joined in WCW in the 90s. Yeah.
I saw that video when he won the title or whatever.
West
Somebody
Side was
posted
like with his wife Deborah and all that.
I was like, this is crazy.
I remember all of that because
I stopped watching wrestling by then, so I
I was
mean,
definitely watching.
I stopped watching by then.
Yeah, I was definitely watching.
I didn't watch much like when it got into
Yeah, I
like
was in the 90s. Yeah,
like 97 or something,
yeah,
yeah.
that was the 90s by the time
Because
mine.
I wasn't watching by then. I had stopped.
You missed a lot. That was like that was super popular. Wrestling was super hot during that time.
It got too campy to me. I
Yeah,
liked it better in the well, as much as I say it got too campy, but people like you like the 80s, really? Really, you like the 80s?
here's the difference. 80s was more cheesy, the 90s was more gritty. You like the cheesier
I
era.
like the cheesy.
That's
There wasn't nobody fucking with Iron Sheik.
number one. Was Iron Sheik the original Hawk Tuah? Because he did USA Hawk,
With Chewie. Yeah.
He was Hawk Tuah before Hawk Tuah. Did in the 80s.
So that's why I like watching. That's my wrestling era.
Yeah, I grew up on both. Yeah, like 80s, and then I was into it with Stone Cold and The Rock and,
Rocking on them.
and Mongo, because he was part of that era with WCW and Goldberg and all that. He was part of all of that. Your guy Sting, yeah, you like Sting.
Sting, yeah.
He was around in both. Yeah, he was more edgy in the 90s. He was like Brandon Lee's The Crow. He was like that era.
Yeah, because I remember I
You
saw
like
that how he
Surfer
had face
Sting, man.
paint.
You know, like Surfer Sting in the 80s with the flat top and all of that.
Yeah, because he was like a server, yeah.
Then by like the 90s, he looked more like Brandon Lee in The Crow, like he was
Hmm.
the edgier version of Sting. He
I
hot
like original Undertaker when he was the Undertaker of like
Western
the Western.
competition, yeah. He's a
He was
West
a zombie like
and a zombie,
yeah.
yeah.
Like the biker one I didn't really. I was like, man, I don't like the
He had a
biker.
couple of different versions in the attitude. First, he was like a cult leader, and then he became a biker. It's like he had a couple of different versions. Then he went back to like the classic because people like, yeah, just stick to the classic.
With the hat. I like that one, the long, yeah. The long jacket and stuff, yeah.
Also, he had the 80s was like Hulk Hogan, yeah, the red and yellow brother, and then the 90s was Hollywood Hogan. It's like, yeah, the NWO.
Now Hogan just got canceled,
Now
but
Hogan,
now he's canceled, but
now he's I don't know what the hell he is now.
now he's MAGA.
Now he's old man screaming at a cloud and shit. That's
He's MAGA now, but that's another story.
old man screams at Cloud Hogan now.
Yikes. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mongo, Steve McMichael. We also lost Pope Francis. Yeah,
Yeah, saw that.
was he 86? I think something like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
When I saw the Pope hat, I was like, oh,
Yeah. So
you
and
know, Vatican is,
I think he was the third Pope from our lifetime. So I remember Pope John Paul back in the day. Then it was
oh
Pope
yeah.
Benedict, and then Pope Francis. Like so, and at least I think that's how many popes from our lifetime. that I.
Hmm.
So this next one would be the fourth pope that from our particular
It
gen.
is a lifetime
Oh yeah,
position, like the queen.
yeah. Pope Francis 88. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
Hmm.
he was pope from 2013 to 2025. Yeah, Benedict was right before him. Yes, I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
Benedict, I remember.
And then I remember Pope John Paul from the 80s. That's what
Yeah, I remember because I remember it was like something Pope John Paul.
yeah, he was like
Something. Yeah.
that's
It was
the
like programs after him and like different things or
that's the
whatever.
first pope I remember.
Yeah, that's the first one I remember too.
Paul. That's like, yeah. So that's so now the Catholic Church they have to because they elected like all of the cardinals they like elect a new pope
They elect a new
process.
pope.
And then like they release like they do the vote, and then when the black smoke comes out, they still haven't picked one. When the white smoke is like, okay, now we picked a new pope. It's like so like they send smoke signals is how they signal the folks. It's like yeah, that's how it works. So we gotta see that pride. Here's one I forgot to mention from last week that we lost. We appreciate from our childhood is
I know, because I
our
forgot about to
Wink Martindale. Yeah,
Wink Martindale.
Tic Doe was like yeah, I think he was in his 90s. I forget exactly.
Yeah, I want to say he was like 92 or 3 or something, I
Something
think.
like that. Yeah. But yeah, I remember her from Tic Tac Doe. Like I said, got the most game show hosty name of all time. Wink Martindale.
Wink Martindale. That's a heck of a TV name. It is.
I'm gonna pull up his bio real quick.
But he had a good you can't knock us what he had, like his history that he had.
Wink
Yeah,
Martindale,
he was 91.
91. I'm looking at it
Years
now.
old.
He was yeah, DSR, yeah, he's from my world. Yeah, he was a DJ, radio personality, and game show host. I just got to become a game show host. That's still a bucket list out in my mind too. I want to host a game show. We bring back Know Your Heritage. I'm just let Oz host that. So yeah, it's kind of a bucket list thing. I just want to do like
And then Ariana could be on it because now she's at the age where she could do trivia. Because it would be like this kid's school, the schools, you
yeah,
know.
that's what they back. For those who remember Know Your Heritage back in the 80s, I think even in the early 90s, it was still
Hmm.
it was it usually aired during Black History Month. It was where they had like the two teams going at you and they asked them Black History questions, which is why I know your heritage. You gotta
Hmm.
it was I think Johnson Publishing or Johnson Pride, one of the Johnson companies, like yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's two Johnsons in Chicago from back then. Johnson Publishing, which is Ebony and Jet.
right.
Johnson Products, which was Ultra Sheen and all
Oh,
that.
Shane, yeah, the hair
So,
care.
'cause that was the one that was on right on 87th and the Dan Ryan. That was
Which
Johnson
is now Perspectives High
Yeah,
School, I want to
yeah.
say now.
And then
Yeah.
Johnson Publishing is down. You still see the Ebony building. Ebony Jet building is down
Hmm.
in Michigan. You so I don't know which one did know your heritage. I think I want to say Johnson Products. I think it was the soft
I
sheen.
think it was a prize I
The
did.
ultra sheen folks, I think is what did. I think it was them, yeah. That did know your heritage, yeah. And yeah, it would air every Black History Month. It would have different hosts throughout the year. I remember Daryl Denard is the one I remember most hosting it because I knew him from KKC, like he worked at it. So that's the era I remember. Yeah, when I saw I was the Know Your Heritage guy. I should have asked him. I said, yeah, when I finish up here, can you put me on the show? Because I want to host it. See, I could have got it out the way then, hosted it.
That was a cool concept for a show though.
And then I had several of my DJ homies that were like on the show, like yeah, like Trey was
I
on.
remember Trey was on there. Trey.
Like yeah, he said, "Well, like, what's word to describe you?" He's like Chet. like
Good
now
touch.
they know what he like what? This wasn't Daryl Denard, it's another host, but I forget. Like he's like, "What's that? Checks?" It's like,
Yeah. He
no,
said chess, checks, chess.
Chet.
When he said church, I was like,
And
no,
then
this man
after
did not say church.
and later on, like Frankie Robinson, she like had that role like later on because it was like they would have like a guest DJ is what I think what
Yeah, I think that's where it was. Yeah. The
during
guest
that
DJ
era,
would
yeah.
appear. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was Trey at one point. Frankie did it. So I should have been next in that line. I'm just
So now you got man do a game show now. Because Wink Martindale did a game show, so now you gotta do one.
get my Wink Martindale on.
because you got your name Oz.
Yeah,
The Oz man.
Oz. Nah, I'm the Oz man. Welcome to Tic Tac Doe. Hey, Tic Tac holes. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just making. I don't know. Yeah, man.
Tic Tac, I don't know, like Doc. Sanford.
But yeah, you did other shows too, like said High Rollers and like. But Tic Tac Doe is what
Tic Tac Doe is the one I know the
most people
best.
know him from. Is that? Yeah, that's the show that most people know him from.
And they even parodied him on what was that? Tiny Toons?
Okay.
Because I forgot it was like Tink, Wink and Dale. Like they did
Knockoff
something
King
with it was like a
Martindale.
knockoff Wink Martindale, whatever the name was.
Because like when you gonna parody a
I think it
game
was
show,
on Tiny Toons, I want to say, I
funny
think.
because he said the name sounds like such a game show host. It's like,
Yeah. Because I want to say like Buster and Baz. I think I remember it being Tiny Toons. If it wasn't Tiny Toons, it was anime. Yes, it was one of
one
those
of the '90s Warner Brothers.
variety, yeah,
Yeah, one.
Warner shows, yeah.
That's it. That's pretty cool. Well, rest in peace, Wink Martindale, part of our childhood. So I had to mention that. I had mentioned it last week. We ran out of time, so I was like, yeah,
Same, because like I wanted to mention that, and I was like, oh dang, because like that was one of our.
yeah.
So it's not a lot of the OGs left, you know.
Who all is still left from like the game show hosts? Not many from the classic ones. We lost Bob Barker, Alex Trebek, Chuck Woolery, like they
Like,
all gone.
really.
Pat Sajak's still around. There's one.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the only one past Sajak,
That
basically.
might be the only like from that classic era. Bill Cullen's been gone. Is
Bill
like
Clinton's been on.
who else? Monty Hall, like
Jane Rayburn's been gone.
or Monty Match Game was a little before my
Magic Game. I like watching the reruns of Match Game.
yeah. Definitely watched the on Buzzer or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Antenna, or whatever.
Richard Dawson is gone. Like he's like
Yeah.
the classic game show host. You know, the ones mostly from the '80s is what I'm
Yeah, the
thinking.
80s
All
one.
of those guys,
Peter Tamarkin's gone from Pressure
Mark,
Blood.
like all of those guys. Yeah, it might just be Pat Sajak.
I
Might
think it is just Pat
it
Sajak.
was Pat and Wink Martindale, but now Wink's gone. Yeah,
It's just Pat now.
but
Pat stands alone
I
now.
think Eubanks might still be around too. The newlywed game guy. He might
I
still.
don't know.
He got to be in his 90s if he is.
Yeah, if he is, then he has to be like,
One, Mister, you make whoopee, yeah, like because you don't want to talk about sex in the '80s, so like sex, he called sex whoopee is what he's. Because back then in the '70s and '80s, they didn't talk about sex on TV.
that's so cheesy though. How many times do you and your husband make whoopee? That's a little invasive to ask people. That's a little.
Walk up and then she hit him with the card and shit. It's like he fucked the answer up and shit. Yeah,
They always would hit the person.
yeah. But what the hell do you have, kid? Yeah.
Do we want to dive into this mess?
I was trying to see if you had it before we got into
Nah.
that's my
'Cause, I mean, we could pause a little because like for the playoffs because once next week hits, then we'll have more. Like we'll
we
probably be in
did a
second.
whole playoff episode. That's why we didn't get to Wink Martindale because we did a
Yeah,
whole.
we'll be in second round
I
by
knew I
then.
wasn't talking about the playoffs because like we did a whole one last
Yeah,
week.
we'll be in second round because like we know somebody's going to get swept. We know someone's about to get swept.
Let's get back to yeah, is that my Michelle? It's like well, this ain't his Michelle. This girl is like yeah, it's like yeah,
This child.
yeah. Some chick hit him. I'm gonna get the details. Let's see, like yeah, you know me, I like details.
And you, Shannon, you making us look bad. Don't make June 26th look bad. Come on now. And my birthday twin out there making us look bad. We ain't all like that. So
Shannon Sharp
Shannon Sharp,
allegedly raping a woman on multiple occasions, according to TMZ. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, she was going by
56
Jane.
year old Shannon Sharp,
Yeah, and was the chick 19 when they met
and
or
she's
something? Yeah,
21 now.
he
So at
said
the time when they met, she was 19 and he was 54. Sir, why are you hanging out? Like, are you when you say teenager, what do you mean? Are you like what are we doing? Why is someone 54 trying to talk to a 19-year-old? And for the creeps in the comment, She's grown. 19 is grown.
technically, but yeah, it's still creepy. It's nothing
For a
illegal. It's still
54-year-old, so if a 54-year-old man wants to date your 19-year-old daughter, you're not going to say anything about that. You're going to be totally fine with that. Your 19-year-old shows up with a 54-year-old. You're going to be fine with it and say, "Oh, well, she's grown." No, you're not. No, you're not.
It says she attempted to break things off after the "That's My Michelle" video. That's like when yeah, she said that's the moment when they broke up, and then he after that he assaulted her allegedly like a couple of times after that. It's like that's what her story is. It's like after she called it off, then like that's when the assaults happened. Yeah, like post "That's My Michelle" video. Yeah.
But some stuff that doesn't look good is
I'm looking
because
at, yeah, we got audio from her lawyer, the sleazy ass Tony Busby and shit. It's like, and then we have text messages from his lawyer. So I got all,
so
yeah,
so when this thing first came out, Shannon had just signed, was about to sign $100 million deal, right?
ESPN, yeah. ESPN is just like giving out the checks like government cheese because like Stephen A signed a huge deal, Pat McAfee signed a huge deal, and then Shannon was about to sign his huge deal. So they just giving out,
$100 million, that's a lot of money.
yeah,
A
but
lot.
yeah,
And then this came out. And then what makes it more damaging is that prior to this coming out, they said that Shannon tried to offer her 10 million to make it go away.
yeah, saying that he tried to
He tried to settle with her before she brought, like, no, I want 50 million.
mm.
So this girl is suing him for $50 million.
And Tony Busby released this clip early this week, where it's hers, him saying that he's gonna choke the shit out of her, and she says, I don't want to be choked. He says, yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter. Like that's like in the clip, yeah. So, but the text messages previously,
From
like
his point,
from
because
his
he
version,
said that
that she's
this
asking
relationship is
put a dog collar around her neck and choke her while he was blank banging her. Yeah, it's like so. And then he put the text messages up. Well, she's into that shit. Yeah, like yeah, that's me saying that, but like that's just what we did. We like rough sex and shit. It's like that's yeah.
he's like, this is a consensual relationship. You're a big black man who's 54 years old. She's a small white woman that's 19 years old.
I still don't understand why in 2025 dudes are still like choking randos and shit.
It's not going to look right.
It's like it's not the 1970s or 80s or even 90s, but like you don't just choke randos. It's like yeah, because that can come back on you. It's like,
And
I don't care
then the
how
other
close you
thing
are.
that
Like
makes him,
don't like unless you like it. Got to be somebody you really trust, like maybe like a marriage or something. But you don't choke randos and shit. Yeah,
for a long time, like you guys
like
been together
there
three
with 10.
years
Yeah, I'm saying 10. It's like
minimum. I say minimum three
I
years
say five.
minimum.
Yeah,
I say minimum three.
somebody you trust is like yeah, but randos like why you out here choking randos? It's like yeah, I don't care how
Because
he says.
the thing that looks just so like damn to me is like you try to have her sign NDAs, she refuses to sign NDAs. That's a red flag. If you're a person of a certain status, because it's other videos coming out of him, they say, "Oh, this didn't age so well." When he says, when people were been talking to him about trying to like, why don't you date people your own age? And he said, "I don't date my age, I date my wage." That's what he said.
I've heard him
So
say.
they're like, so this 19-year-old OnlyFans girl is your wage then? I doubt that she's your wage. I seriously doubt that. Seriously doubt it.
Mm.
But then another video popped up of him on the nightcap with Chad Ochocinco when Ochocinco was saying, yeah, Yvonne Orgy, like, yeah, she's 39, she's a virgin. Like, and he said, no, I like a sinner. So he didn't want beautiful, accomplished actress and comedian Yvonne Orgy, who's a 39-year-old virgin who has morals and standards about herself. He said, no, I want a sinner. 39 is still considerably a lot younger than you because you're in your mid 50s, so that's still a lot younger than you. So But a grown woman though, 39 and 56 don't look bad.
I saw. I gotta talk
That
about.
don't look
I
bad.
gotta talk
You're
about.
still a lot older than her,
I gotta
but
bring
she's
a
a grown
buddy.
ass
I gotta
woman.
bring a buddy of mine back into this. Like Kendra G recently posted about all of this, saying that says yeah, I tried to save you, Shannon. I
She
had
did. I saw her being. She was like, I tried to save
she
you.
tried to like yeah give Shannon a bit. What Corey Holcomb would probably have a fit with this, like his
She said, I had girls. I had girls. I have 10,000 girls.
Corey, yeah, probably Corey's ignorant ass would probably have a fit.
She said, I have my date, because she does have her dating app. And then the girls that she was showing him, they were like 35, 37. They were still younger, considerably younger, but growing up, it's a difference. Like when people say age gaps, the thing is, age gaps aren't a huge thing when you get over a certain age, because it's like you're not fully developed at 19. You can't say a 19-year-old is as developed mentally as a 50-something-year-old. They're just not. You're
Age, the
19.
funny thing like that is
You're 19.
like a 19-year-old dating a 50 something year old is like it's creepy on the guy's point is like if but it's like if a chick is like 35 and the dude dating a dude like in his 80s, then it's creepy the other way. Like she's just waiting for him to die. It's just like on the other end, like it's like she's the predator then. It's like yeah, it's like it's like age is weird like that. It's like yeah, like you gotta be right in that perfect like age bracket. It's
Well, the
like
thing is with the
if,
younger
if,
woman,
the, if,
like a
the, if
lot.
the girl is too young and the guy, or if the guy is too old, it's like both eyes are looking like they predators. It's like yeah,
But the guy knows, say, as long as the guy knows, like, okay, like, yeah, we just in it for fun, and I'm gonna have a baddie on my arm until I die. As long as he knows that's what it is, then.
but you know how to court of public opinion, like Anna Nicole Smith
And
never.
a lot of times, the guys he want to hire away from their greedy children, because the greedy children are waiting for them to die anyway,
Yeah,
too.
a lot of
So
these
that's why
celebrities,
they did that.
a lot of these like Lou Rawls, like he famously did that shit. Is like a lot of these
Yeah.
guys, they got these like younger chicks when they die, and then like their kids are like fighting for their estate.
Because the kids, they know, like my
They did
kids
it
weren't
a lot
shit.
of them did it on purpose just to spite their kids. It's like
Right. Because, like, if
and
you
told the girl is like, hey, like I'm gonna give you everything. Just I fucked them kids. It's like yeah,
let them keep.
I'm giving it to you because yeah, like yeah, you because you're there with me. It's like yeah, the kids,
Right. Because a lot of
kids
times,
like, we get like life happens. We get old, we get grown,
mhm.
but like this chick is with him the whole time. It's like yeah,
But a lot of times these
around when they
kids,
yeah they not even around.
they're not even thinking about you. It's like you've been getting sicker and sicker. You're ill, and your health is really, really failing right now. And then you don't even think about it. But then as soon as they die, it's like, oh, where's my name and the will? It's like you looking to see what do I get? Because I was supposed to get that Bentley. Like you're looking to see what you're going to get. And that's how it should not be viewed as like that. If you have a wealthy parent who is aging, it shouldn't just be looking like, what am I going to inherit when my parent dies? You shouldn't be looking at it like that. But that's sadly how a lot of them do look at it. So that's why some of them have like guy like, I'm gonna spite you. I'm gonna get this 35-year-old
Married this young chick, yeah,
and marry her and give her everything.
just to spite their kids. A lot of them.
Yeah. That's how I think a lot of that happened. That's why that happened.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it makes it right, but I mean,
yeah.
but
He just weird like that. It's like it's
and
creepy.
then Shannon stepped down too, like they said now he
Yeah,
released his
because he
statement that
was
he
like at
stepped
first it was like
down.
he was going like yeah ride it out like with ESPN, but like it's like I think a couple days ago he said yeah because of all of the bullshit I don't want to be a distraction, so he's like stepped away from his position. It's saying temporarily it might turn out to be permanent depending on how this goes.
Never, ever, 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 ever let no ass mess up your bag. Don't let the ass mess up your bag. That's the lesson here. And these young girls are not as dumb as you think. Like I said, it was once a phrase, young, dumb, and full of cum. These girls, a lot of people say it looked like a setup. People say it looked like a setup to them. These young girls are out here playing chess.
Especially this Tony Busby, this CD.
Yeah, that just reeks. Like I said, when you see him, because like he did the thing with
The same
The
guy that
Jay-Z
tried to say
accuser.
Jay-Z was like part of that alleged rape with
Hmm.
all of that, even though the numbers didn't add up. Jay was like,
Yeah.
I wasn't even in New
The
York.
math wasn't mathing.
The father
Mhm.
was like, yeah, I don't remember picking my daughter.
Dropping off a
I
16-year-old at this after party or
don't even
whatever.
remember that shit. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it never happened as far as I
yeah,
remember.
like none of this. The story started having. That's why the charges ended up getting. That wasn't even charged. It was civil. That's why that case ended up getting dropped. It's like,
It
yeah,
dropped immediately.
because of the numbers didn't add up. It's like, so they said, we just we
But
your
she
case.
has a phone
You have to
conversation.
say, yeah, you're a liar, and your case is dismissed. Like even the father was like, yeah,
And then what made it look
I
so
don't-
just like I know that on Shannon's, saying real quick, I know because we're going to run a little bit longer, but I know that Shannon on his end, his attorneys thought that they were actually vindicating him by releasing those texts. I thought I did more damage because now I'm looking at him crazy because the stuff that that girl was saying in it, it looks like you guys were involved in race play porn. That's what it looked like to me. Because she's talking about put a black baby inside of me, give me that BB, whatever. It looked like BBC. That's what it looked like to me. It
not
looked like
only
BBC
not
porn. That's
that,
what it looked like to me.
more so is like which Busby pointed out.
Put this baby in me, this big black baby. That's what she said. Put a big black baby in me.
What made it look bad to me is like what Busby pointed out. Well, if you look at the text messages, like those came out during the dates when they were together. It's like, yeah, like this voicemail is like after they broke up. It's like that's what he's like pushing. Is like, so yeah, don't matter what they did then. It's like if he did anything, because like with consent, it don't matter. Like you could have sex with somebody 99 times.
But
On the
the one
hundred
time
on
that
the
they
hundred
said
time they
no,
say no, is like you gotta
you gotta
yeah. It don't matter how many times you.
even with sex, if you're kissing somebody, you making out, you put on a condom, you put it in, you do a couple of strokes, and she says stop, you gotta stop.
Yeah. Like
If you
consent.
continue to do it, it's now rape.
And like that's the way rape is like such a
It
great
is.
now is like what like remember the Aziz Ansari, like the Indian guy.
Yeah,
I was like the incident that happened with him
there
some
was a blowjob that happened with the girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was like I think that was just a bad date
I
that
think it seemed like a date gone bad. It seemed like a bad date
like
to me
she
too when I was reading what
probably yeah,
happened.
the way the details were describing is like, and even like she didn't realize her friends put that in her head. Yeah, like he raped you, girl. It's like yeah, because she just thought like yeah, he was a lame. And so that's where she was more at like
Yeah.
probably was like some dorky guy. She went out was like yeah, he's a lame.
Yeah, you're whack.
And she probably told her friends that she like gave him like
Sympathy head basically to get
like
rid of him, basically.
yeah, because like so you didn't want to do it. That's a rape, and then like and we ain't seen or heard from him since that.
Because that's what it felt
Not
to me. It
alive. I
felt
think
like,
he won an Emmy or something before that. So he was like kind of a rising star. Like, and now
yeah.
like he
I think
like
he had a Netflix special, I think.
yeah, he was kind of a rising star
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah, and he ain't been seen or heard from since that
It
incident.
felt like a sympathy. It felt like pity sex more than anything. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like pity
He went
sex.
out, came
What
back
it
to
felt
this
like.
place. He's like, hey, like yeah, you want? He's like
Take a lap nap.
I
That's what
was
he
say he was
basically
the
said.
guy. I was just about to say that. No,
Take a lap nap.
he was the guy in that movie. Yeah, Brian
Bridesmaids, yeah.
taking a lap nap. And
Open for biz.
And then she was like, probably like, no, I don't want. He was like, yeah, open for biz. And then like she probably felt bad, and then that's probably what happened.
Because that's what it felt like to me. It felt like that. But the stuff in Shannon stuff seemed kind of damaging because the girl said that he allegedly backdoored her without a condom. And it's like, that was more than what I wanted to know about Shannon. I didn't want to know all that about Unc, as we call him Unc. We didn't want to know that about Unc. I didn't want to know that.
Originally thought that was the girl in the video. That was that Mama
That's
Michelle.
not Michelle.
She had a different name, like because they her name did get leaked. It's not
Yeah, her
Michelle.
name is Gabriella, I think.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
and from what the original story is saying, like that's what broke them up. Is like when that came out, then like she like bound. That's allegedly like you said, like that's that viral moment is what ended up breaking them up. Is like that's
I
what.
mean, no matter what happens, even if he doesn't get accused of this, or even if he does settle out of court, or whatever the case may be, his image is fucked.
Like I said, Aziz Ansari. He was
Your image is
Aziz
fucked right
Ansari was
now.
never criminally charged for anything. Is like, but there's nobody hiring that dude after that. Like his image is shot. It's like, yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah.
Your
It,
image is screwed. So
mm,
never let ass mess up your legacy or your bag. Never let ass ruin you. Just don't. It's not worth it. Like a few moments of pleasure, it's not worth it.
mm.
Control The little head. Control the little head with the big head. Use the big head to control the little head, guys.
Called Dick Discipline. You gotta have it.
DD. I like that. Have some DD in you,
Most guys,
please.
most guys don't have it. Oz man got plenty of it. But on that note, let's wrap it up on a Dick Discipline. Not another damn podcast, episode 410. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further, you know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. And stay loyal, humble, and hungry.
Hey, you can check me out MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also, SCRAGULAY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later. I'm gone.